Welcome Gundam modelers, this is Strider Prime. This is going to be my first video in a series of videos with audio commentary of me building Gundam models. Today's video happens to be the Master Grade 1/100th scale Force Impulse Gundam. This model came out this year, 2008. It is an excellent model I've seen, the best so far. I have had a 1/44 scale, and I was planning to get the 1/60th scale, but this one is a much better quality. Let's see what the contents tell us. Gundam manual is excellent. Very good details. Simple to read. It's a little bit thicker now, considering that this model is basically four models in one. Here's a better detail of the Gundam Force Impulse Gundam. I am going to attempt to replicate this model in my build with as much detail to the panel lines as possible. And I will also add a bonus to this model as well. Previous video I showed decals that I've purchased online. But like I was saying before, this is basically four models in one. You have this video shows here the leg flyer, the chest flyer, the core fighter of its own, and the force silhouette. I don't think I have enough stands to do this configuration, but I will figure this out soon. Excellent quality in designs here. A lot of pieces. This is actually a lot more parts than I have had to build on a Master Grade before. Okay, let's review this manual. The Gundam manuals, like every other manual out there, is in Japanese when it comes from Bandai, but it's easy to read. All the parts are numbered and are in the trays. This page, you see, covers the core splendor. I see only doesn't take that long to build that part. The body unit, which is called the body and head unit, takes about roughly 2 pages, 3 pages, I see. Yes, and it finishes off with building the core, I guess the chest flyer, as I call it. One interesting note: this comes with landing gears that was never introduced in the series. This is just an extra gimmick that Bandai has offered. So it's quite considering of them to do this. Then of course you have this page, which is basically the documentary photographs. Very well done. This one is particularly interesting, where you can actually use some of the weaponry from the Strike ISWP model. I'm not too keen on purchasing that model anytime soon. Oh, and also of course here are your paint guides. This is the one thing I've noticed about this Gundam model, is that it has a lot of colors for this type of model: blue, white, gray, black, red, yellow, and some other colors that I probably can't see from here. This is the leg unit section here, and then of course it goes into the silhouette flyer and force silhouette building, and building the large anti-beam sword. And I have a stand for this, and I will pose it at the end of the build. Now, like I said before, I bought decals specifically for this type of model. Unlike the normal stick-on decals, these are regular decals that you just cut off and wipe in solution and apply it directly to the model itself. I don't know if I have a magazine which can pretty much tell me where I should put these parts, but I think I can figure this out. Okay, let me begin preparing all the parts right now. removing excess plastic that's gonna annoy me later on. I like to do this first. Remove them from their trays. Remove the plastic. Removing the trays from the plastic. Excuse me. This eliminates a little bit of the clay of the plastic. The model also came with decals of its own, very limited, as you can see here. The most important decal, of course, would be the eyes. Now I'm going to do what I did in previous models. I'm going to only cut the blue and stick, actually it's green, green eyes, and omit the black and stick it on the part that reflects the eyes. The remaining of the eyes will be painted using Gundam marker panel line paint, which is excellent for this type of model. I'll leave that off the side and in its box for later use. I don't know if many of you modelers notice now that in the new generation of models out there for Gundams, specifically the new 2.0 models that's coming out for the existing models, like RX-782 Gundam and Zaku 2.0, they're making emphasis of making the actual hands, the finger joints, a lot better than previous. I can actually separate these if I wish and make the fingers move if I wish to. I didn't do that in any of the previous models, especially the 1/60th scale Xia. I'm going to attempt to do this with one of the knives I have here, like this, and try not to damage this. Once I separate it, I will sand it down and make the joints more flexible. I'll try to tighten the hands up a bit more, so then this won't be too loose to hold the weapons and stuff. Okay, we're now going to proceed with the construction of the core Splendor. That's on the Master Grade Force Impulse Gundam. Looking at the buildings of this model, of this small aircraft, it doesn't take that much parts and time to build. Of course, getting it perfectly the way you want it is another task at hand. I can pretty much just run it through and make the model the way it is, but then that would defeat the purpose of making it cool. Now, based on what I gathered from the documentary photographs that's in the manual, there's very limited amount of pictures of the actual core Splendor in its in it being painted to the way you want it. This picture here shows the core Splendor with the canopy open and certain interior parts painted. The figure I may not paint, I may just leave it the way it is. But there are other, like a lot of lines there, panel lines, very, very light panel lines that I don't think my big Gundam marker that I have here will cover. This, of course, I'm going to delegate it to the pencil. Now, I happen to have a PDF on the actual model itself in its painted format. I believe that this page here covers all that's in the model itself.
I'll try to duplicate it as best as I possibly can based on these documentations. Here's the actual pictures of the core splendor. Very well detailed. I think the big challenge for me is not the actual painting of the panel lines, but actually the actual canopy. This will be a nice challenge, and I'm going to see if I can reproduce that here.